Creativity Lab. My name is Sara, and I'm really excited to be here with you for our second week of this workshop. So last week, if you've been with us or if you've watched the recording, we have explored and created our own typeface or font. That was really useful because we could write and create our own super unique letters and use it in our presentations if that is something you would go for. Today, this week, something completely different. We're still going to be very creative and we're going to use digital tools, but this week we're going to do animation. So for those of you who are new, who just joined us here on YouTube or on Zoom, you would probably benefit of knowing that there is a pause button, which you can use if maybe I'm going too fast or you didn't have time to download the app or something like that. Just feel free to pause it, take it in your own time, adjust your pace, and just click continue when you're ready to have another step. I'm gonna lead you through everything, so no worries, but if I forget something, and I am very forgetful, please do write it in the comment, or yeah, just raise your hand if you're in Zoom, and we can communicate about this and solve all your problems, or add a few extras if there is something you're interested in and don't know how to do it. Right, so week 2, Digital Creativity Lab. Let's see what we have. So let's first say something about Digital Creativity Lab. Digital creativity, as you might assume, uses digital tools and technologies to explore and present creative ideas that we might have. So it can be our ideas, or we can use it to present someone else's idea. It's similar to what we've been doing a few weeks back in augmented reality workshop, where it wasn't always our own design. It was just a way to present things. So today, we're gonna pick one of the things out of this big pile of ideas. And today it's gonna be animation. It's not gonna be Powtoon animation, which you can see on the bottom. And it's not gonna be stop motion video, which is on the top. It's gonna be something in the middle. And in one of the next weeks, we're gonna do actual stop motion video with photographs. This week, like a little introduction, we're gonna do animation by hand. So we're gonna draw things and connect them all in a video. Don't worry if you think you cannot draw. This is really not about drawing, not about drawing skills whatsoever. It's about playing with shapes, playing with emotion, playing with all the stories that you can tell. So let me move on to inspiration. That's our first step. So today we're going to work in 3 steps. First one is inspiration, second one is practice, and the third one is sharing our knowledge. So number 1 is inspiration, figuring out what it is that we want to maybe do with this tool. But if you've never done animation, you might not have ideas of what it could look like or what it could be. So for that inspiration bit, I have a little video for you, and it's, oh, not that one. It's a little cartoon that some of you might have seen before. It's called Linea. Look at how the line is used. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little inspiration video for you to see what we can do with animation, with just one line. So the video that you've seen is part of cartoon series that's called La Linea, and it's created by Italian cartoonist Osvaldo Cavandoli. It's my mom's favorite cartoon, only because it's that simple. It's actually inspiring how much emotion and how much discussion it can be shown through just modifying one line. So my point here is that you don't need to draw professionally. You don't need to be able to do all realistic drawings. What you need to be able to do is capture the emotion or a story and really just share it with us in whichever way you feel comfortable. We will be able to create something like La Linea today. If that would be your style, you can absolutely, continue with that. Or if not, you can create little shapes, you can do animals, you can do just emojis, whatever you feel comfortable with. This is, again, for fun, not for, professional job or anything like that. You really just need to enjoy what you're doing, because this is about creativity, your daily creativity. All of us are doing it in our own pace. If you don't feel like using your laptop or maybe a tablet or a phone, you can do this on a piece of paper. Way to do that is to follow all the steps that we're doing, but from your paper, you will create a little book, like a little booklet that you can then turn pages and see. I'm sure you've done that before when you were little. So before we do little booklets or go to software apps, we're gonna do a bit of practice. So as I've said, this is not about drawing, but if you want to share something that you have as a vision in your head and you want to be able to express it in a way that everyone else can recognize what it is, best is to practice a little bit, practice with shapes. Drawing is a skill, and every skill is something that you learn over time as you practice. There was a great artist who once told its own story of how he became successful, and the story really featured a funny thing. He was starting to draw chicken, so just a chicken every day, one chicken every day, if not 2, if not 10, but there was always one chicken each day. He said, over weeks, over period of time, he improved the way he can draw chicken, which might have not, help him draw, landscapes, but that was one thing he was good at. And then after a while, when he knew how to draw chicken properly, or how to draw chicken so that other people can recognize that as a chicken, he was able to add some emotion to it, to comment on things in life by adding little speech bubbles, by adding a bit of commentary on the side. And his chicken drawings became funny and became a comic. And literally that is what he continued with as a professional path in his artistic job. So why I'm saying this to you, why is this story important? You just need to start. You need to start with one thing that you see around you and improve on that. Write it a few times, draw it a few times. If it's exercise, do that specific position a few times. You will get better at it. So to demonstrate that, on the bottom of this slide, you have a pillow. You wouldn't believe that is one of the basic and most known animation exercise. What's happening there is that you have a pillow or a bag of flour. It always looked to me like a pillow, but people say it's actually a bag of flour. Anyway, however you see it, understand that the point here is that you have a shape that has the same volume, that is not changing volume, but is actually moving in shape. Shape is changing, but it always keeps the same volume, if you understand me. That's what's happening with our bodies, and that's what's happening with animals as well, with all the characters that you will probably try to animate. They're gonna move. By moving, we don't lose an arm or leg or a percentage of our body mass. We just change shape. We move certain body parts. That's what's happening to this pillow here. It is moving certain parts, which is changing rest of its shape as well. That's what we're gonna practice a little bit today, but I know that sounds scary. That sounds like something we're not ready to do yet. So to bring it a little bit closer to you, we're gonna start simple. We're gonna start with shapes. So regardless of how you're planning to do this, is it on a piece of paper or on your screen, I would suggest maybe if you do have a tablet or something, to try to do it with a stylus. I'm gonna do my animation later with a stylus, but just to show you how I'm doing this, I'm gonna practice shapes with you on a piece of paper. What I want you to do first is to copy all these shapes. So one by one, it doesn't matter which one you place where, just try to draw each of these shapes. We have a heart. So just on a piece of paper, draw what's on the screen. We have a little star. Those are most basic shapes. You can also try with triangles. I didn't put triangles here, but triangles are a great exercise as well. I'll practice round. So if you do triangles, you can actually try to pay some attention to the angles. So different angle is going to change that triangle and how it connects to the other triangles or other shapes as well. Another interesting exercise that I do really often when I don't know what to draw. I'm sure you've all been there. If you don't know what to draw, start simple. My best advice is to draw a circle. When you draw a circle, you can actually brainstorm so many ideas of what you can do with a circle. What can that circle be? So it can be really obviously, first thing that comes to my mind, the sun. So yeah, today is not very sunny in Liverpool, but if you're Croatian like me and you're craving sun, or maybe you're Spanish or you're just English and crave sun, that might be your first idea. But it doesn't have to be. So what else can that circle be? It can be, so if I fill this circle with a little spiral, we get a snail. So what I'm gonna add to a snail, big funny eyes, of course. Nothing goes without big funny eyes. You can see that's a snail with big funny eyes. But right now, while I've been drawing this snail, I realized that another circular object or shape are eyes. So that's my third option. There you go. You've got eyes, which became a little emoji. Coming from that on further, we can draw emojis, happy ones, sad ones, angry, or whichever else. And that's how you develop your creativity. These are just few examples. All of this has started just by, drawing a circle. Creativity is often measured in how many original ideas you can come up with in a certain amount of time. So here you can see that in 2 minutes, I've created 4 different ideas out of a circle. Someone who's more creative than me could think of 15 and just share them so quickly. Someone who's brainstorming really fast. What else can we do? So you have these shapes in front of you, and what you could be practicing is, and it's good for animation as well, arrows and bubbles, speech bubbles, stuff like that. So let's try with an arrow. You might need an arrow later. Different types of arrows. You can play with lines, different lines, or you can make that shape thick, or color it, or fill it with different shapes again. So there's a lot of play involved in creating a unique shape. You can see here there's a little bit different arrow. So I'm going to try to draw that one. And if I see correctly, it's got a bit of 3D form. I'm not too good with that. You can see, yeah, my 3D form didn't go as well, but it's a good start. It's about looking at shapes that are in front of you. Maybe I will improve it a little bit. I see now there is not good. There we go, a little bit better. So you can practice those 3D shapes as well. Arrows are here. What else do we need? We need speech bubbles for our animation, right? If your characters are going to talk about something, you might want to practice drawing those speech bubbles and talk bubbles quickly. There's also, so you have those speech bubbles which are round. You have those ones which are like a thought in your mind, which are like drawn as clouds. Or you can actually make your own bubbles, like for very intense situations, which have those little lightnings around. So it's something is really unexpected. You can draw these kinds of shapes. You can write around. So you see, if I write boom next to it, it gives a certain sound or emotion, right? So in 5 minutes, okay, maybe 7, we've practiced quite a lot of shapes. It doesn't take a lot of your time, but it's really useful for learning your style, your own style. How do you actually put your ideas on paper? If you do that quite often, you will see certain patterns. You will feel confident as well to maybe play with some standards. You all know how in cartoons and how young people, children, draw houses, you know, a house. So there's a little box that has a little triangle on top. That's got 2 more boxes for windows, and absolutely always in the middle, there is a door. That would be a very typical house to draw. However, rarely someone lives in a house that looks like that. So it's never drawing by remembering what you've seen. It's always drawing some sort of symbols or like icons that you know mean something to others. Same goes for emojis. So if you're trying to draw emotion, it could be quite difficult to try and copy your own emotion, but you know that there are easier ways of presenting an emotion, which can be by using emojis. Emojis are very simple. They have few lines and few shapes. When you Google for them, or when you find them on your phone, you can try and copy those shapes to share the information, share that emotion or the moment. But what is really important here? One thing. So all of these shapes that we've just practiced, they're all very simple. You will want to keep this as simple as possible. So not many lines, not very realistic, because whatever you draw for animation, you're going to have to repeat that many times. So we're today doing frame by frame animation. I'm going to explain you later what that exactly is, but it means that you're going to have to copy your design that many times. Keep it simple, keep your ideas simple, and just keep it somewhere in the back of your mind. Like either a story, an anecdote, a joke, or a movement that you want to show in your emotion. Right, let's go on. We're gonna improve a little bit on our simple shapes that we've just did. And that's gonna include pillows. You've seen it first slide when I've shown you how these bags of flour or pillows were actually a basis for animation. I don't know if you know that, but Disney Animation Studio used this exercise to develop their drawing skills, their animation skills. If you can animate a pillow, you can animate a character, a more complicated shape as well. The whole idea behind it is to, as I said before, is to modify the shape, but not lose its volume or its size, its main characteristics, right? Same will go for more complicated characters. You will move them exactly the same, you modify them as they, change their shape in movement, but it's really easy to start with a pillow. So if you want to try and pick one of the pillows here, you have so many options, or if you're in your room, you probably see your own pillow. It doesn't have to be this cartoonish version. It can be a very realistic pillow if you want, but make sure it's simple. Right, so if I draw a pillow, it's got these little ends. It's really just one shape with 4 corners. And you can add a bit of volume to it by drawing a side. That's my pillow. See, nothing very special. And then the next step is to try to have fun with this shape. You're limited to one shape, be it a pillow or a cup or whatever is around you, and then try add some personality and emotion to it. You can imagine that this is exactly what Disney Studios did, what their animators did, to try to kind of show this cartoonish playfulness with the simple object as a pillow. So how would my pillow look if it was really sad, if it had a bad day? So if I was sleeping on that pillow for 12 hours, my pillow would be somewhat, it would have a very different shape, I guess. It would have a hole in the middle of or something. It wouldn't be happy at all. And I'm going to try to share that that kind of emotion. So I did a little bit of a change just to make it quick. So my pillow has a little dent in the middle, which makes it, which make us connected to our own body when we're tired, when kind of bending over like that. That would be my pillow after a whole night of sleep. But that pillow could also have some other personality traits like being relaxed. You can see on the bottom, pillow is getting some human emotions and also is behaving in human ways. So when humans are relaxed, we would probably be on the beach with a cocktail. Same goes for our pillow. And if our pillow is hopeful, it's standing up like that with little stars around. This dress is shown as crying. It's all wet, it's got a puddle on the bottom. You can always add human personality and emotion to some objects around you. That's the whole point of animation. And that's how we're going to do our animation today. So you can continue this exercise on and on and on if you want. You can press the pause button and play a little bit more with those pillows. You can either pick another object and do it that way, or you can continue now as we're going to switch from pillows to something different. Right. I've said before that you have frame by frame animation. Oh, right, this video is not really working. So there's an example of frame by frame animation. I'm going to show you Oh, sorry, I also spelled it wrong. But there we go. There's a example of it. Sometimes, yeah, those animations don't work in Canva, but here's a nice little example of how you could animate a pillow. Maybe we can see another example too. This is a walking pillow. So all the shapes and forms that come with this pillow jumping. You can see it's changing. It looks really simple. It looks really, really simple and intuitive. This one is funny, but actually it's studying really closely all the movements included in this jump. Right, so since I couldn't show you exactly what frame by frame animation produces, you've seen a few videos. That's exactly what was on this GIF, but that's what we're gonna do today. It's got different frames, so it's got, let's say, 25 pictures which follow one flow. So each picture has that same pillow moving 1 second at a time, a little bit further to your imagined goal. And then when you connect all them, you get this movement, this flowy movement. Right, so we're gonna move on and introduce some digital elements finally. Now that we've covered all the theoretical aspects of what we're doing today, if we had a little bit of practice of movements and shapes that we're gonna need, you're now confident about drawing a pillow. If anyone asks you to draw a pillow, you'll be ready. But now let's move to apps that we're gonna use today. So for you today, I've got several options. If you are following this with your Android device or maybe iPhone, iPad, you will probably want to use Flip a Clip. Flip a Clip looks like this icon on the top. You can see it on my tablet as well. So Flip a Clip looks like this when you open it. It's perfectly simple. It's of course got a floor sack animation as something to see. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but let me check how it looks like. Right, this is there you go. You see it? I'm gonna play it. That's a very simple example of animation. That's very simply put. That's very simple explanation of what you can do with these apps. And what they've just shown us is something that was made in this Flip a Clip. You're able to do it by drawing every frame separately. I'm going to show you in a second here on a tablet how it looks like. And I'm going to follow on my computer on a Windows device. If you have a laptop with Microsoft on, you can download this Flippy Animations for free, or if you have a phone that's got Windows system on it, you're again able to download that app. So let me show you. It's called Flippy Animation. Flippy Animation. Get Flippy. So that's how Flippy looks like when you try to download it. That's for Microsoft devices. It's for free. You just click get it. And if you look at my camera for a second, this is Flip a Clip. When you get Flip a Clip, that's your screen. So regardless of the app that you're going to use today, they both work exactly the same. And I encourage you to use it alongside with me. I'm just going to share the screen with my Flippy Animations. Right. So regardless of which app you use, you can follow this and create with me. Okay. Now, what you see at the moment is Flippy Animations, and it's very simple. It's got this white screen on, and you can move from one page to another by clicking these. Now we have 2 frames, 3 frames, and so on. Every time we create a new image, it's going to prolong our movie. So it's going to be a longer clip, and it's going to be a little bit better, a little bit more engaging. You got this little plus in the bottom, which allows you to put some objects in. So if you are lazy to draw, you can use pre-made objects like that. You can use balloons or whatever else. And if you click on this upper left corner, that's where it has app commands. App commands will show you hot place. Sorry. There we go. App commands have all the tools that we can use. So it's different kinds of pens. Currently, it's on Pixel Pen, which looks like this. And personally, I don't like that. I would like a normal pen. So in tools, I can get Pixel Eraser to erase this. Right. And in app commands, switch to pen. Brilliant. So now you can see I can draw normally. All you need to know about this app is that when you click on this triangle here on the right-hand side, you get a new page of your animation. And if you can see, it's slightly, it leaves a slight contour of your previous image. So if I want this heart to grow bigger, and then to grow smaller, and then bigger again, I will show you how this will look like. So this is gonna, I'm just changing the size of this heart, and I've pressed to have a new page each time I did it. Right. I'll go to app commands again and click play. This is what I've done in a minute. So let's see what we can do to create. Let's create a new one. Delete all the frames and maybe erase things. Oh my. So you can draw by your finger, you can draw with the mouse. I've said before, if you don't prefer using your mouse, you can maybe try with a stylus pen. I find it really easy. Stylus pens are quite inexpensive. I got mine for what, £2, and it works really well. It's all about what you do with a stylus pen, right? It doesn't make any sense to have the most advanced tools either if you don't know how to use them. Okay, what's going to happen now is we're going to create animation, something like Linea. So my first idea is to create just a little movement. You can also, I didn't tell you before, but you can use colors. That's under tools and options. You can change how thick your pen is, and you can change colors. It can be pink, it can be green. Depending on how you adjust these 3 colors, you will get your desired color. So that's my first screen. And you can see exactly where the line is. So you can follow that line and change it a little bit. Try to modify each frame just a little tiny bit. Smaller the changes, better the animation looks like. If you make a big change from one frame to another, it's going to jump really quickly. It's not going to give an illusion of movement. So smaller changes. And you can always, remember, you can always check how it looks like by playing it and going back to edit it maybe, or, you know, adjust a few points, erase a few frames if you need to. So let's try to make a little human out of this. Just like that Linea thing. He had a little face. that. So now he's got on the arm. What did I do here? Nope. Don't like this one in particular. So I'm gonna erase it. You can use colors if you want to color in the objects that you're creating. Remember all the shapes that we created before? So you can use some of them. You can maybe make a little journey out of a journey of a star. That's a very simple one. You can, maybe he's gonna get an eye. That looks very creepy, but it's just one frame out of many. Or maybe actually this is gonna become a bird. I have literally changed my mind as we go. This is gonna become a bird. Or a penguin. Now it looks like a penguin. See, that's the real fun of creating animations. You can change your mind as you go, and if you're creative, you will get new ideas from shapes you're creating. So let's see what this is gonna end up like. Ooh, now it looks a bit weird. It's gonna get a little. Okay, and now I think I'm gonna make it snow. So you see, every frame I need to kind of repeat, which means that if there's snow, I will need to repeat every single. Ooh, is there an eraser? Nope. I will need to repeat every single object to give this kind of illusion of movement, right? This was a bit too soon, I think, these snowflakes. So I'm just gonna make a little few on the top, and then I'm gonna make them fall gradually. My snowflakes are not very good looking, to be fair. That is fine, because this is really just about practicing animation in 1 hour, so that when you go back to this app, you know what to do, and you can spend hours on creating each frame separately. Let's go to the next frame and create this wintry penguin. So now that you see those snowflakes that I've created, if I move every one just a little tiny bit lower, it will give an illusion of snow that falls. You need to be careful to always move them exact amount. Oh, this one is bigger. That's fine. Let's go on and make 2 more frames. And then we'll see what we've done. You're also welcomed to share your designs or just write in comments, what did you start creating? Also, what did you finish creating? Because based on my example, that might be a completely different thing. Right? Right, 1 more frame. Let's see. Or maybe 2 frames so that it actually falls. I hope this will look like snow that's falling. Right. Final frame, I'm telling you. And then we can even do the end. My penguin has changed shape too, I have to say. That's the thing with drawing. You improve every time you draw something. So if you want to be animator, you also need to control this aspect of your constantly improving skill. Right, what would be our last frame? Do I create something like Linea? Oh, or if, now this will be fine. I can create the end in three different screens. That would be a good idea. Then it will gradually show these. So really annoying thing about this app is that this toolbar doesn't stay. See? And see every letter separately, so it goes slower. My DN screen is probably gonna be longer than the whole movie itself, but that's fine. And a few stars just to see how it works. I've got 20 screens now. How many screens do you have? It's actually a long process, so this was just a quick one. I hope you did manage to make yours. So this is what I've created. You can also, on the bottom, adjust speed. So here's the slower one. A little penguin that grew. The first idea was La Linea, then it became a penguin, and then we added a little bit of Winter Wonderland to it. Of course, you can play with this, play with letters, play with other things as well. I'm going to show you one more thing. So if we go back, and if I maybe add a bit of color, just to demonstrate how this looks like. So maybe blue. A bit of blue here. And, oh, nope. A bit of blue, a bit of green, just to demonstrate how colors work. So on every screen, you can add some color, of course. Let's see how this looks like now. Just a little bit of color. Yeah, it's still quite fast, but before this animation, I did one with hearts. What I've changed the color of hearts. That was my whole idea behind it. Oh no! If I want to save this project, so this is a good thing to know. Sorry. Yeah, there it is. I click save on the bottom. You can save it as a project, which will allow you to go back to this animation in this program and continue on. Or you can save it as a GIF or GIF. People pronounce this differently. I will now save it as GIF, and it's going to be called animation on my desktop. Brilliant. I'm going to go back now. What is, sorry, it's a bit weird. Might be my internet, but we'll see. Ooh, okay, so it just stopped the screen share, but that is fine because I want to show you how the animation looks like as a GIF anyway. So let's share this screen when I find it. Cannot be opened. Right, so you've seen it as a project. If you want to save it as a GIF, you can use it for social media apps. I'm not going to now show you how it looks in social media. That wouldn't be very safe for me. Never share your information. But you can send it to your friends as a little GIF in your conversations. Let's go back to our presentation because I want to show you one more thing. I want to show you everything you can do with what you've just learned. And sorry, this Zoom sharing is giving me a headache. Right, there we go. Finally. So I wanted to actually discuss with you the power of drawing animation. We have so much power in our hands when we are creating animations or films or any kind of stories, because they share our experience, they share our views, or you can share someone else's view, which is even more powerful. Sharing your understanding of someone else's fears or feelings is really inspiring and beneficial for everyone. Just because we are a site that actually, we're a platform that wants to help you understand your emotion and share your emotion in a very healthy way. We have a partnership with Sheffield Dog Festival, where NeuroLove is actually working with Erinma Ochu, creator of Sheffield Dog. So they are commissioning with us 6 micro documentaries, which is fantastic. You've got an opportunity to actually create your own film with support from actual experts in movie industry. Now, how exciting is that? You've just seen a very simple introduction on how to create a film, how to build a story. It can be a story about so many different things, about more powerful messages rather than just, you know, penguin being in a winter wonderland. You can spend more time on this and create bigger movies. Of course, I'm going to share with you more tools and more advanced options that you can do, not just with this simple frame-to-frame animation. We're going to do stop-motion movies where we take photographs. We're going to do actual films and storyboarding. If I'm showing you this information now because there's little time to sign up, and if you are a young person who's living in care environments, this opportunity is for you. We want people who have experience of living in care to share with us their feelings, their understanding, their experience, because not many of us understand exactly details that entails. And we would love to be a part of this whole community, would like to be supportive and inclusive. So first step is to share your stories. If you would like to share your story, sign up on our site and be really seriously, hurry up with that, because there's only little time left for you to join. If that is not your thing, it's perfectly fine. You can create your own movies. And I have one little movie to kind of finish this workshop and to motivate you, to show you what messages we can share with a simple drawing. So it's not, again, about drawing well, it's about sharing your story. And to demonstrate that, I'm gonna play another video for you. This one is 5 minutes long, and we do have 10 more minutes. So make sure you immerse yourself in this story and see what this author, Hannah Grace, managed to share through a simple drawing, and try to use that in your animations. We would love to see what you've maybe understood from it, what you felt, what you want to share in your videos too. So let's first watch the video, we'll comment on it later. Sorry, my video is kind of stealing internet. There you go. Sorry guys, internet is a bit slow. This was supposed to load quicker. Oh, right, it's not really good. Should be fine. Should be fine now. So this is about a girl who's gonna have her 18th birthday, but is not really feeling it in a way. That's her when she was little. Now we are in her mind. It's a very scary place, as you can see. It's a simple, simple drawing. Keep that in mind. And feel all the feelings you need to feel while watching this. Beautiful. Right, so how do you feel about what you've just seen? Hi, I'm back. So this little cartoon or an animation really speaks to me a lot because it's so powerful, so full of emotion, and really inspiring. It talks about positive and negative thoughts and how they affect you from early age on, and how you can change those things as well, how it's not forever. It is if you don't act, but if you can also change it by training your brain to think differently. It's all been done really just by drawing simple figures and moving those figures in space. A little bit of color helped, and there is also some sound that was involved in this movie. So I would say this is something that is doable. It's not, you don't need to be a professional to create a movie like this, but you can send such a powerful message to everyone. I would love to see you creating movies like this as well. And I think I have a few more messages for you before I go. So now that we have a few more minutes left and that you've heard about Sheffield Doc Fest opportunity where you can create your own movies, there is also another thing. So a little bit less formal. It's more about art and creativity in general, and that is our theme of the week. So the whole week in NeuroLove is actually going to talk about art and creativity. Each week we have a new theme, and this week we're also going to have a challenge for you. More about that challenge you can read in our newsletter. So if you don't have subscription to the newsletter, it's really useful, to be fair. It just has all the, like a list of events that we have with buttons to sign up. It's got some extra information that you can use for managing your sleep, or tips and tricks for different aspects of your mental health. All of that you can actually get each Wednesday to your email inbox, and it's really simple. You just sign in with your email and your basic information. This week we're going to do the Impossible Animal Art Challenge. So if you've been following my video and creating your own weird little penguin, you can submit your art somewhere online. So put it either on your social media, or or send it to us directly. It's really going to be fun and something that we as a community would like to celebrate, our own creativity. It doesn't have to be good. Just like I've said, you've seen my penguin. It's really just to release some creative sparks and to spend your time in a nice, relaxing way. So if you don't know what to draw, you draw an impossible animal, add wings to snails, or change, pigeons into cats. Do those kinds of things, see what happens, see what you end up with, and show it to us. The way to show it to us is to tag us on your posts. So be it on, either if it's on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We have our NeuroLove accounts. Sometimes it's called Neuro Champions, which is another program that we do. So just find us on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram, whatever you're using. Tag us in your posts, and we're gonna celebrate that with you. If you've liked this workshop, I would really, 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 really appreciate if you would use 2-3 minutes to rate this workshop. You have it on the right-hand side. There is a little QR code. When you scan it, it's going to take you straight to the survey. Survey's got like 2 questions, so it's something you can do in 2 minutes. It's just to know how did you like this workshop, and if there is anything you would like more, maybe something you could suggest to us, or if you found an app that you want to try but you don't know how to start, we're here for this. Or if you don't know how to use something but you've always wanted to maybe create something in a type of software that maybe I don't know, so I will go an extra mile, learn it, and then show it to you, and we can do it together. So feel free to use everything that we offer. And if you have something that you want to talk about outside of these creativities, digital tools and everything, we're also here for that. We have a chat service available to you every day from 9 in the morning till 8 in the evening. And there is always someone who can talk with you. So make sure you use that opportunity too. And I will see you next week on Tuesday, same time, 2 to 3. We're going to create something completely new. It was really nice having you here with me, and have a beautiful, great, inspiring week, everyone. See you.